Welcome back to Three Wise Men. Today, we're diving deep into the astrological forecast for Israel, focusing on the period from now until mid-October 2024. We'll explore the effects of the September 17th lunar eclipse in Pisces and the upcoming October 14th solar eclipse in Libra. We'll also examine the political situation, Israel's relationships with opposing countries, the pressures on Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and most importantly, whether the ongoing war will end or escalate. Let's dive in. Israel's astrological chart. Israel's independence on May 14, 1948, at 4 p.m. in Tel Aviv, places its sun in Taurus, symbolizing resilience and strength. However, Israel's moon in Leo indicates a need for recognition and authority on the world stage, which plays a role in its national psyche, especially in moments of crisis. Now, let's examine how the upcoming eclipses are influencing Israel's current and future situation. The September 17th lunar eclipse in Pisces. On September 17th, 2024, a lunar eclipse occurred in Pisces, activating Israel's 11th house of alliances and international relationships. Pisces, a water sign associated with intuition, dissolving boundaries, and spiritual reflection, suggests that Israel could face challenges in its alliances. This eclipse signals a turning point, bringing to light hidden tensions and dissolving relationships that may no longer serve the nation's strategic interests. This eclipse likely brought a period of uncertainty, particularly in Israel's defense posture and relations with the West and neighboring Arab countries. As alliances shift, Israel's geopolitical strategy could become more focused on internal security, but the full scope of international support may wane. This instability raises the stakes in Israel's ongoing conflicts, especially regarding its adversaries like Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas. The October 14th solar eclipse in Libra. Next, we move to the solar eclipse on October 14th, 2024 in Libra, which will impact Israel's 7th house, the house of diplomacy, open enemies, and alliances. Solar eclipses are known to bring new beginnings, but they also highlight imbalances and force decisions that can shape the future. Libra's energy is associated with balance, justice, and diplomacy, and this eclipse could bring critical decisions regarding peace negotiations or military actions. However, this eclipse will also expose weaknesses in Israel's diplomatic strategies, especially with its adversaries. We may see Israel being pushed into making tough choices, either pursuing more aggressive military action or shifting toward diplomacy and ceasefire agreements. Will the war end or escalate? Now, the question that's on everyone's mind, will the ongoing war in the region come to an end, or will it escalate? Astrological indicators. Astrologically, both the September lunar eclipse and the October solar eclipse indicate heightened tensions. The lunar eclipse in Pisces, a mutable water sign, suggests fluidity and emotional instability in the region. Pisces is often linked to sacrifice, and this period could signal increased humanitarian concerns or even acts of desperation from the parties involved. This suggests that while there may be efforts toward peace, they are likely to be fragile and short-lived. The October solar eclipse in Libra, known for its focus on justice and fairness, suggests that Israel may attempt diplomatic negotiations. However, Libra's ruling planet Venus will be in a challenging aspect with Uranus, the planet of unpredictability, indicating that these efforts may face sudden reversals or shocks, preventing long-term stability. This solar eclipse could push Israel's leadership toward critical decisions about war strategy. If diplomatic efforts are pursued, they will need to be handled delicately, as one misstep could escalate the conflict further. The solar eclipse energy will amplify imbalances, making any peace agreements difficult to maintain without significant compromise from both sides. Global statistics and trends. Looking beyond astrology, global statistics show a rising trend in geopolitical instability across the Middle East and neighboring regions. According to various intelligence reports, 2024 has already seen an uptick in proxy warfare, cyber warfare, and military buildups, particularly between Iran and Israel. Economically, the region is experiencing inflation and resource shortages, which adds to internal unrest and increases the likelihood of prolonged conflicts. Furthermore, the international community remains deeply divided. The United States, traditionally a close ally of Israel, is focusing on its own internal political shifts, while Russia and China continue to play strategic roles in the region, often backing opposing forces. This geopolitical complexity adds further weight to the astrological forecast. Efforts for peace may be disrupted by external forces or internal divisions within both Israel and its adversaries. Netanyahu and the War Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whose sun is in Libra, will be directly impacted by the October solar eclipse. This eclipse could signify a major shift in his approach to the ongoing conflict. Eclipses often bring unexpected developments, and Netanyahu could find himself either facing unprecedented challenges from within his government or being forced into an agreement he's not entirely comfortable with. Libra's quest for balance will push Netanyahu to weigh the costs of war against the potential for peace. But with Uranus in play, any decisions made now could have unforeseen consequences. Netanyahu's leadership will be under intense scrutiny, both domestically and internationally, and this period may be pivotal in defining his legacy as Israel's prime minister. Predictions for the future of the conflict. So, will the war end or will it escalate? Based on the astrological transits and global trends, it seems more likely that the conflict will escalate in the short term. The September lunar eclipse in Pisces signals emotional volatility and possible escalations in covert or behind-the-scenes military activities. The October solar eclipse in Libra may bring diplomatic opportunities, but these are likely to be met with sudden disruptions due to the unpredictable influence of Uranus. While peace efforts may be initiated around the time of the solar eclipse, the long-term prospects appear unstable. Israel will face increasing pressure, both from internal unrest and external threats. There is a risk that the conflict could spiral into a larger regional issue, involving not only Iran, but also other players like Syria and Hezbollah, as the balance of power continues to shift. The most likely scenario is a continued cycle of conflict and fragile ceasefires, with no definitive resolution by mid-October. The eclipses highlight a period of heightened tension, but not necessarily the conclusion of the war. Conclusion. In conclusion, the next few weeks are critical for Israel. The September lunar eclipse in Pisces has already set the stage for shifting alliances and growing uncertainty, while the October solar eclipse in Libra brings potential for diplomatic efforts, but also increased volatility. Whether Israel can navigate this period without escalating the conflict further will depend on the choices made by its leadership, particularly Prime Minister Netanyahu, who faces one of the most challenging periods of his career. As we watch these celestial and global events unfold, stay tuned to Three Wise Men for ongoing insights into how the stars are influencing our world. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more astrological updates.